Hi guys, I'm Steven Herrera, and I know it's been a while since I've done a video, but I thought it would be important to sit down and talk about my memories of Prince. It's been a tough week since Prince passed away. He was an artist who was amazing. He defied categorization, he transcended musical genres, and he was truly in a class by himself. I first became a fan of Prince when he did the soundtrack album for Tim Burton's Batman. It was the first time that I had heard of something called a concept album, which was an entire album that was inspired by the movie. And I like songs like Electric Chair, Party Man, and Trust. It was just a really great, fun soundtrack, and it fit the scenes of the movie really well. And after that, I started listening to Prince's music more and more. I remember being in my local Tower Records store, and Tower Records often had hand-drawn visual displays to promote sales of records. And I remember looking up at the wall and seeing one of the displays, and it was for Prince's Emancipation album. And it struck me as a very profound statement. Prince was a very gifted songwriter, and he could convey a lot of meaning with very few words. Later, I remember seeing an interview on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, and Prince walked out and he greeted Jay and he shook hands with him, and he was wearing a hand buzzer and gave Jay a shock. And Jay was really surprised by that, and he remarked, "Here's the most creative man in music, and look what he does." So that was Prince. He had that sense of humor, even though he was a big musical superstar. And during that interview, I remember them talking about how Prince was distributing his music directly to fans. And at that time, he had a website that was called npgmusicclub.com. And Jay was asking Prince, how could he get some of this preferred music? To which Prince replied, "Do you have some preferred money?" So once again, that was Prince with the sense of humor. And my later memories, my best memories of Prince were seeing him live in concert. I went to the Musicology concerts, which was the 20th anniversary of Purple Rain, and the first concert I went to for that tour was at the Staples Center, and I had seats that were all the way in the back and in the nosebleed section, so it took a while for the sound to reach me, and it wasn't a very immersive experience. So I decided to go to a second show, which was at the Mandalay Bay Hotel in Las Vegas. And I had much better seats for that concert. I was very close to the stage. It was in the round, so everybody had a great seat. And this was actually a Tiger Jam concert benefiting Tiger Woods' charity. And I was just amazed at the size and scope of this performance. The beginning of it featured a video clip from Prince's induction of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, in which Alicia Keys introduces him, and she gives this grandiose introduction, which was a great way to start out that concert. And I remember seeing obvious influences that Prince had. I could see his dancing was reminiscent of James Brown, and his guitar playing reminded me of Jimi Hendrix. And I remember how Prince's guitar playing was so expressive. The guitar took on a life of its own, and it was almost like an extension of his own personality. And it seemed like the guitar itself was talking, and it was just a very amazing performance. I remember him doing those guitar solos. And he employed a lot of female musicians. There were a lot of musical instruments. It was almost like it was a full orchestra almost. There were so many musicians playing. And the grand finale of that show was Purple Rain, which was a very memorable performance, of course. And so that was probably the greatest memory I have, was seeing Prince live in concert. I'm happy that I got to do that. Prince was just one of those rare talents who could write a song, produce it himself, record it, engineer it, and that is something that not a lot of musicians can do. And so I just feel this big sense of loss that now that Prince is gone, but I want to celebrate his memory through his music, and I'm sure his music will touch the lives of many people from generations into the future. So I hope all you guys will celebrate the memory of Prince and enjoy listening to his music as I do. Once again, please comment on my videos. Let me know what you think of what I'm doing. I'm always happy to read your thoughts and get feedback. Thank you so much, and have a great afternoon, everybody.